Hey, Allie here. I'm so excited that you just took the quiz. That's the same exact quiz I've used during my career as a credit consultant to help over 300,000 people just like you and me clean their credit and skyrocket their score simply by doing a couple things I'm about to share with you. Now, regarding your credit and your number 2 credit killer, the good news is that based on the questions that you just answered, there's actually something you can do right now to help eliminate your number 2 credit killer and get the good credit, the high score, total security and peace of mind that you deserve right now. I'm going to explain how you can do it all in just a moment, but first let's take a look at your results to see the specific credit killer that you're dealing with. Based on everything you just told me, I've been able to identify 2 really important things. The first is your unique credit position, which I'll explain in a moment, and the second is your specific credit killer, which is responsible for sabotaging and killing your credit. Now, first off, let's start with your credit position. Your personal credit profile is something we like to call your unique credit position, or UCP. Literally hundreds of things like job history, geographic location, residence, and age are calculated and used by the bureaus to set up the baseline for your specific and one-of-a-kind credit profile. And if you're like many people struggling with a less than desirable UCP, what you might be thinking is something like, I need better credit. Maybe if I can just get another credit card, my score will go up. Or I'm buried in debt. I'm never going to be able to pay off my bills and be able to buy a home or live the life I've always wanted. As you already know, this is a vicious cycle. You just go round and round with no way out, getting further and further in debt, and no matter what you do, nothing makes a difference. You're still buried by that weight of debt, strapped with bad credit and branded with that low score. Now, the biggest question is, why are you experiencing this? What's stopping you from getting the credit you deserve and moving up in life? What is the number 2 credit killer that's responsible for sabotaging your credit? Now, based on what you told me about your credit life, your number 2 credit killer is consistent with something we call saddled score. Saddled score is when you owe more than 30% of your available credit, which causes your report and score to plummet. On its way, it often causes other areas of your report to suffer as well, keeping you from getting that great rating you deserve. Now, what's interesting is that people with saddled score tend to be credit stuck and are struggling to get better credit and a higher score. And most think that they're stuck with this for years. I sure did. The good news is there's a fast, easy, and effective way to eliminate what's causing your saddled score and any other credit issues you may have as well, like payments, collections, and so much more. And if you watch this short video all the way to the end, I'm going to explain exactly what that is and how you can start benefiting from it starting today. You're about to discover how to turn your entire credit situation around and have the life you dream of. You'll know how to skyrocket your score by 100 points or more just by doing what I'm about to share with you. And let me tell you, what you're about to discover is not some fly-by-night scheme. It's not a trick. It's 100% legal. And once you learn how to do this, you'll use this information for your entire life, not only for yourself, but you can help friends and family too. This is real credit, financial, and life mastery at its finest. This is the stuff that matters. The skills we should have learned in school. And so that I can help you to quickly cut through the confusion and understand more about the credit killer that you're suffering with, I want to talk a little bit more about the link between your credit report and your score, and why in some ways it's actually good that you're a saddled score credit type. With saddled score credit sufferers, dramatically boosting your score can sometimes be as simple as optimizing one area of your credit report. I'm going to explain exactly what to do in just a moment. But first, there's something you need to be very careful about when it comes to saddled score. Because for many people, having this is just the start of an even worse situation, where you're not only stuck with saddled score, but because of the root credit problem has been left unfixed, you start to become more overwhelmed, looking for solutions that only end up making your credit worse and sometimes end up costing you thousands of dollars extra. You become stuck in that never-ending loop of saddled score for months, sometimes years, ending up with chronic low score, bad credit, and even less freedom to experience all the great things life has to offer than you have now. Being on that vicious cycle is not a fun ride, and now you can get off. I know because I did. We were both lied to and led to believe that it's much harder than it actually is. But like I said, you're not doomed to experience credit denials, high interest rates, and renting for the rest of your life. Those happened as a result of not addressing the root cause that's responsible for your bad credit and low score. And I'm here to tell you things that you can do for yourself starting today to reverse that credit killer. And when it comes to finally skyrocketing your score and having the amazing credit and life you deserve, I need to tell you why, if you're struggling with low credit score and bad credit, especially if you're struggling with saddled score, I need to share with you why it's not your fault. You see, we need to take a step back and look at the source of how our credit report and score is generated and the process that the bureaus use, which comes from how we pay our bills, but it's automatically scored and generated using the bureau's personal algorithms. Kind of like some top secret grading system, which is just another way of saying the agencies themselves get to decide your fate and your credit score, essentially making you their prisoner. You have to look at this because when it comes to eliminating the effects of credit killer and getting rid of that low score and unlocking the amazing life you deserve and are gonna get with your new amazing credit, one of the key things to look at is what types of activities cause the best UCP and highest credit score. So right now we're inundated with every type of credit card offer, all sorts of bad loans disguised as good ones and purchase offers that we don't know everything about. We have no idea how a specific loan or purchase will affect our credit. But I think you'll agree with me, not that many years ago, people weren't struggling with these various types of poor scores and credit problems. We know because we didn't have all these confusing options. So it was much easier to get and maintain the credit we deserve. I started looking at and studying what's on a perfect UCP. Only people with scores of 850 or higher. And guess what? There are some major things in common. No late payments, no collections, no charge-offs, no judgments, no liens, very few, if any, inquiries. They typically only have 1 or 2 addresses and 1 or 2 employers at the most, a very, very lengthy credit history, and less than 30% of their available credit is being used. They have major cards like American Express. They often have home and auto loans, and when they do, they're with real banks and financial institutions. Now, let's look at someone who has a 550 score, which is actually right about where I started. What does that credit profile consist of? Most often, you'll find late payments, very little credit, very short period of time with credit, collections, possible judgments, instability with jobs or home addresses, second chance credit cards, financing, and a slew of inquiries. So right now, if you're like I was, and most people, then your report looks something like the 550 scored one. With that horrible score standing in your way, living paycheck to paycheck, you're probably wondering how you're ever going to get from where you are now to where you want to be. And I know where that is. That's exactly what I wanted too. I wanted an awesome score that gives you total peace of mind and allows you the freedom to buy the things you want, get an amazing job, and live the life you deserve. Stop being a prisoner to some credit bureau we never even signed up for. Right now, your UCP and credit killer is standing in the way of your amazing life. You need good credit to live your dream life. And right now, picture your bad credit and low score as a big, thick steel wall standing right between you and your birthright as a human being, right between you and your dreams. Every time you do anything, the bureaus are calculating and determining what to spit out next for whoever requests it. How would you like to take back your control and determine exactly what gets spit out? As humans, we haven't spent all these years learning, discovering, and getting better at everything to allow someone else to rob us of what we rightfully deserve. And remember, if you're like over 30% of Americans, that's over 68 million people in the US, you're suffering the effects of bad credit and low scores right now and paying thousands of dollars more for the same thing as people with better credit. Let's take a look at the basic car loan. Say you're going to buy a car with a total price of $15,000 out the door. You have a score of 550. The car salesman says, "Great, Jessica, you're approved, no problem," which may not even happen, but let's pretend it did. They're offering you a 5-year loan. They're going to need $2,000 down or more, and your payment will be $330 a month. At another desk, Joe Smith waltzes in with a score of 850. He purchases the same exact car, $15,000 out the door, but he doesn't have to put a dime down, and his payments are $262 a month. At the end of the 5 years, you just paid $6,080 more than Joe Smith did for the same exact car, all because your credit score. If that's not enough for you to understand right now that this is a crisis and needs your urgent attention, how about this? You go look for an apartment. As you know, apartments have amazing deals, and there's one right around the corner from you that has a perfect move-in special. It's got a great pool, the apartment is spacious and roomy, brand new paint and carpet, and you can smell the newness. The community seems fun and welcoming. It's exactly where you'd love to live. The rent is $1,500 a month, but they have a $99 move-in special on approved credit. You apply with your 600 score, but you don't meet the approved credit guideline. So now your move-in cost is 1 month plus your first month's rent. So 1 month deposit plus your first month's rent means you'll pay $3,000 just to move into your apartment, where someone with better credit pays a fraction of that at just $99 to move in. How about the job you want to get? The person with a better credit is going to take it. How about the vacation you'd love to go on? Are you ever going to be able to save money when you pay so much more for everything you buy than everyone else, especially those people who make so much more than you? How about just having normal credit cards? How about not being scared to answer the phone or that you'll get arrested for bad credit and late payments like they've started talking about doing in some places in the US? This whole credit score bureau thing, it was designed to keep you dependent and stuck. It leads to paying thousands more than others pay for the same exact things, and it keeps you broke. It keeps you a prisoner to businesses, bureaus, and agencies that have no business with your info in the first place. So what can you do? It's time to wipe the slate clean. Right now you may be thinking, this won't work for me in my situation, or fixing my credit will take years, or maybe you're just thinking, my score is so horrible, I'll never get to be a homeowner or have a nice car or go on a real vacation. Listen, contrary to what you've been told, no matter what is causing your score to be low, no matter what the situation, there is a way to get the excellent credit you deserve, and it works for everyone. It doesn't have to take years. In fact, you could all start right now. You can wipe the slate clean. And here's the thing. If you thought reversing your credit killer is as simple as owing less money, then yes, you're on the right track. And just this one step will help reduce the damage of your credit killer, but it can actually take years to pay off cards and raise your score if you let it run its course on its own. No one has that kind of time to waste. And when it comes to completely transforming your credit and skyrocketing your score, it's not quite that simple. For one, waiting years wastes your time and opportunities and still not guaranteed to solve your problem. But more importantly, you can't just pay down random balances without a specific plan to follow to automatically improve your credit and score. It's nearly impossible to do without the right steps. And while a dramatic change like owing less for a longer period of time will slowly help to repair your score, as long as you strictly stick to that, there's actually a faster and more effective way to get the change you're looking for, a way to hit the reset button, to clean out the gunk that's damaging your credit and eliminate saddled score and its negative effects, and eliminate any other negative remarks or errors that are causing your score to suffer, to skyrocket your score and eliminate your credit killer, to give your credit profile a complete overhaul, allowing you to reboot and start over so you can enjoy your life just like everyone else. Things like peace of mind, a new car, a home of your own, a life without collectors calling you, credit cards that have normal, legitimate interest rates, jobs that pay enough to live the life you dream of, and even go on vacations. Credit that allows you to have everything you want in life. And this isn't just theory. There's actually a story behind how I discovered this powerful way to reset your credit to get the good credit and good life that is your birthright too. This shouldn't be some secret reserved for the rich and elite. As you may or may not know, the reason I'm sharing this with you today is because I became interested in cleaning my own credit and skyrocketing my own score. It all started years ago when I became a young mother. I worked every day. I had a really great job. I worked at the front desk of a hotel. My boyfriend and I had a small apartment close to work, and we pretty much lived paycheck to paycheck. But we managed to pay our bills and live a good life. After about a year, he decided that he wanted to be single and was no longer interested in being a dad. So I quickly found myself being unable to pay my bills and even pay for basic things. And although I had a good job, it just wasn't enough. And no matter how much I cut back, I just couldn't make it work. My credit cards started going 30, 60, 90 days late, and eventually I just let them go into collections. They called so much that I was living scared to pick up my own phone, berating me if I happen to answer, as if somehow berating me was going to make me produce a magical $40 payment. No amount of, you didn't make your payment, we're calling to collect, was going to give me any extra money to pay them. I just couldn't keep up. I finally lost my apartment and ended up moving back home with my parents. And it wasn't bad, but I just really wanted to get back on my own. I took everyone's advice and started looking for a better job. I found a really great one. It was only 10 minutes away and it was perfect. It paid $7 more an hour than what I was currently making, which at the time would have allowed me to move back out on my own. I applied for the job, had interviews, and I didn't get hired. The HR lady seemed to love me, and I thought we totally hit it off. And apparently we did, but turns out I didn't get the job because of my credit. I was crushed, buried in the weight of my bills, piled on top of me, holding me down. After months and months of this downhill spiral of powerlessness, of having no control over my own life, losing my boyfriend, losing my good credit, being scared to use my own phone because I was being harassed by creditors day and night, losing my apartment, and then finally losing the best job opportunity I ever had, I just snapped. I went on a mission to reset my credit, and right now, you're at the tail end benefiting from it. Benefiting from the years I spent researching, finding, and studying every single thing I could about credit law, credit scoring, outstanding bills, collections. I learned so much, and something amazing that changed everything. I learned that the credit bureaus are not the government, and what's on those reports is not set in stone. They're just businesses. They're businesses who are allowed to harvest and display our personal information, and they get paid for it. At first, I was furious because I did not understand how a company had the right to affect my life so profoundly. And what I learned next was even better. Not only are they businesses that get paid to report our credit to those who inquire, but they're also liable to us. We actually have rights, and there are huge laws written about it under the Fair Credit Act, and they're enforced by the Federal Trade Commission. Who knew? So contrary to everything we've been told by the bureaus about how they can't remove something, and despite being ignored by them and their apparent lack of interest in helping us with our credit, we have rights under the law. I was shocked. I continued researching and compiling more information, and after months of putting it all together, I ended up using what I discovered to be completely clean my credit and skyrocket my score. And over the next years, went on to use what I discovered to help over 300,000 people, just like you and me, all over the US, fix their credit and reclaim the good life they deserve. Here's what you may not know about my story. When I first started using the approach, it wasn't helping. It was just a little bit. It just wasn't fast enough, and it wasn't taking care of everything. It really didn't kick in until I talked to a friend who had been through the same thing, and she said to me, Allie, you have to wipe the slate clean, completely reboot if you really want to make a serious change. This is something I heard not only from my friend, but also everyone else I came in contact with who had success with repairing their credit and raising their score. That meant a total overhaul of my approach. Now, I had heard of wiping the slate clean, but I knew that it took years. And in case you've heard of repairing your credit before, what I'm talking about now is completely different. It's a very specific way of repairing your credit, where it actually becomes easy to do. So you get all the benefits like the good credit, high score, new cars, best cell phones, apartments, vacations, credit cards, jobs, the best interest rates that come along with repairing your credit the right way. without having to wait years or go through all the research, confusion, compiling all the information and guessing and wasting thousands of dollars on things that don't work like I did. These are the issues that cause most people to quit when they're trying to get better credit and happen to be the result of trying to clean your credit the wrong way. Now, I'll get into more detail exactly how to do a total reset and clean your credit the right way in just a moment. But first, in case you're thinking, what is a reset and how can I use it to help clean my credit and skyrocket my score and get the good life I want? Let me take a moment to explain. When I found out about the reset, I was excited because I knew this was going to make all the difference, but I was pretty much flying blind. It was a disaster, like a bird stuck inside of a glass room. Not only did I cause my score to lower, but it affected other parts of my credit I wasn't even trying to touch. I had a terrible outcome and thought to myself, this can't be it. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. But then I thought maybe this is how it's supposed to work. Maybe it gets worse before things get better. So I stuck it out and continued to fine tune. And after perfecting it over the years and personally helping thousands of people clean their credit with this reset process, helping them get results the very first time, I've learned that it doesn't have to be difficult, but there is a sequence. It's a specific set of steps that you have to do in a specific order. And we're about to get into that. Long story short, I realized that doing a reset and doing it the right way was the real secret. It's all about wiping that slate clean or hitting the reboot, starting fresh, but you have to do it the right way, the right steps in the right order to get the life and credit you want. Easy peasy. When you look around for a credit repair method, you're probably going to find a lot of different options. And so that you can look at the options with an educated eye, let's take a quick look at the good and bad of each of the most common types of credit repair. The first common method you'll find is something that usually costs about $1,500, maybe all the way up to $4,000 or more. This is a credit repair company that will do the repair for you. This is fine, and there's no harm in doing this. But as far as resetting your UCP and being in control of your credit for life, the benefit is minimal, and there are far better options. And this is because while they clean up the mistakes on your report, they're often not familiar with the reset, and this option does very little to solve the root cause of your credit problems. It's just another business that ends up with total control of your credit and life. You never get the benefit of understanding exactly what to do if you ever have a problem on your credit report again or with your score in the future, even though you paid thousands of dollars for it. So going with a completely done-for-you approach like this, in my experience, only gives you a small portion of the benefit of repairing your credit. And the worst part is that, unfortunately, with this option, oftentimes the results are just short-term mask to the deeper credit issues, and they come back with a vengeance. So when they do, you're left with no idea how to fix it. So there you are once again in the same place you started, that vicious circle, someone else control of your life and your future. No thanks. The second type of credit repair you're probably heard of is debt consolidation. The cost here could be anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 or more. With this option, a company negotiates for better rates and terms on your behalf. It oftentimes reduces the total amount you owe and your monthly payments, but you're unable to use your credit cards, and it often affects your credit score even worse than bankruptcy, and you're looking at years. So if you're ready to get better credit, live that better life now, raise your score, this is probably not an option. Finally, I'm sure you've heard of bankruptcy as an option for credit repair. This could cost anywhere from $2,000 to $10,000 or more. Bankruptcy can eliminate all your debt, but this option also leaves you with no credit for 7 to 10 years and is usually looked at as the last option you want to consider because of the long-term effects. At first, it seems great just to wipe everything out, but in the long run, you can usually get similar results with other options. Now, on the more budget side, you usually find online options that fall into the price range of $500 to $1,500. This can help address all of your credit issues. But the main problem with these self-guided instructions is that people find that actually cleaning their credit is unbelievably hard because there's no step-by-step instruction. It's really difficult to navigate and get done, just like I found the first time around. And when people attempt to repair their credit for the first time, most give up after a day or two in, just like I did, due to the overwhelm, confusion, hopelessness of it. the uncertainty of how long it's going to take and if it's going to work. And after getting hundreds of emails from my clients who were looking for a way to fast track their credit repair and permanently eliminate their bad credit and low scores, hearing about their struggle to find something that really worked, I realized that what they needed was specific guidance on how to use the system I used myself. The system that eliminates these challenges and gives you a step-by-step method that's easy to follow, and that actually even makes the credit repair process quick and enjoyable so you get all the benefits of the right kind of credit repair. All the credit, jobs, housing, cars, and purchase options that you deserve to have without wasting tons of time and energy sifting through trying to figure it all out. A good credit program, especially one aligned with having your highest and best UCP, is the best way to hit your credit's reset button. Eliminate the effects of your specific credit killer and every other credit issue you may have by addressing the root cause of your problems, like credit is too new, late payments, too many addresses, too many inquiries, unstable job history, collection accounts, bankruptcy, judgments, and so much more. But in my own experience with repairing credit, like I said, without the right system, it was impossible to follow through and complete, even though I had all the information. So I could only imagine how hard it was for my clients to get results. Many of them are just like you. They're busy with jobs, kids, families, and other things they need and want to do. The last thing they want to do is waste years trying to figure out how to repair their credit. I had to find a way to make it easy for you. Something that was easy for everyone, even a total beginner who knew absolutely nothing about their credit. A way to repair your credit that didn't leave you more stressed and confused and didn't take years. A way that works with every type of credit problem. A way out of bad credit and low scores that keep you stuck like a prisoner, like so many other people who give up without getting the results they want. So I use my expertise as someone who has literally tried everything there is to fix their credit and also fix credit for friends, family, and clients, and experience exactly what to do and what not to do. I used all my hard-earned experience to design the perfect credit repair method. A method that would reduce and eliminate the root cause of bad credit and low scores once and for all. So you can get on track to experiencing the powerful transformation of having excellent credit. And most of all, I want to include the exact steps I've used myself time and time again to repair credit and increase scores rapidly. I wanted to make it as easy as possible so my students could completely avoid the overwhelm, confusion, and stress that I had to deal with when I was struggling to get better credit. And like I said, to make credit repair an enjoyable process, because it doesn't have to be so hard. After a whole heap of trial and error and doing a whole lot of credit repair myself, coaching my students through their credit repair, making mistakes and learning different things each time, I finally arrived at this complete credit reset solution. A way to actually clean your credit and skyrocket your score for good. A system that works for everyone from beginners to credit experts who have already tried all the other solutions that are out there. And a system that works on every credit issue, from no credit, late payments, low score, errors, too many inquiries, collections, bankruptcies, and so much more. It's called Credit Rehab, the total credit transformation. This step-by-step system has everything you need to push your credit's reset button. This program is tailor-made for you to take care of your unique credit killer and any other credit issues such as late payments, collections, charge-offs, and much more. This system finally puts you in control of your credit and your life so you can get amazing credit for good. The solution has worked so well for my students. Not only did they end up enjoying the process of understanding how to control their credit, they also got real results with massive increases in their credit scores. Like Andrea, who was able to raise her score from 550 to a 676 in less than 3 months and was finally able to get her own apartment. And Monica, who got rid of 7 collection accounts and got the job she always wanted, which pays $19,579 more per year than her old job. And Jason, who was able to clean up his credit profile completely and raise his score over 200 points to finally buy the house he always wanted right after he got the credit he always knew he deserved. These are just a handful of clients and students who are getting amazing results and brand new lives with another chance at credit. because they finally eliminated the root cause of their bad credit for good by using my credit repair method that eliminates your credit killer and resets your credit for massive increases in your UCP score and credit report. My system that gives you step-by-step guidance so you quickly see the results you're looking for without feeling stressed and confused or frustrated. When you clean your credit my way, you'll quickly get to the root of your credit profile and correct your unique UCP to maximize every single opportunity and see rapid changes to your credit report and score. Now, you may be asking yourself, how much does this credit repair program cost? Well, let me ask you something. How much would it be worth to you to get rid of not only your credit killer, but also reset your entire credit profile? Which means eliminate collections, charge-offs, late payments, errors, inquiry, and so much more. Give you a whole new lease on life with all the buying power and career options you deserve. If you could finally buy a house and save $100,000 plus in rent money, would it be worth $10,000? If you were able to raise your score and save the $6,080 extra that you'd pay for financing that car with your low score, would it be worth $5,000? What if you were able to raise your score just enough to get some better credit cards and save $4,000 in interest? Would it be worth $3,000? I think you'll agree that something that's as essential to you enjoying the time you have here on earth and as fundamental as ending your credit problems and being able to enjoy the kind of buying and job options that are your birthright is really hard to put a price on. But by getting access to my entire credit rehab, total credit transformation program, the same step-by-step method that's been so effective for thousands, it isn't going to cost you the $10,000 you could pay to file bankruptcy, or even the $4,000 you could pay for a done-for-you service that may only provide temporary relief to your credit. It's not even going to cost you the $1,000 you'd pay for some of the online programs out there. Instead, it's just a $247 retail price. Now, my step-by-step credit repair program gives you all the tools you need to hit the reset button on your credit and reclaim the good credit status and options you've been waiting for years. And at this price, I think you'll agree that the total credit transformation program is an amazing value, but that's not all you're going to get. I wanted to make this program as easy to follow and enjoyable as possible so you could power through and get on your way to experiencing the best life possible. So with that in mind, I've also included my Building Your Best Credit ebook, a book that usually sells for $47 on its own and contains the 7 things you must do to build rapid credit after you've cleaned it up. Strategies that'll make a huge impact on your score that you'll use right after your credit is clean. These strategies are going to take the results you get from resetting to the next level by giving you access to the best practices for reestablishing and building new credit as fast as possible. And you may be wondering how you can protect your credit once you repair. So once you build and transition into an entirely new level of credit, I've included a second bonus that retails for $29. That will give you everything you need to know to secure and protect your credit profile from future identity theft and inaccurate reporting. Most importantly with this, you'll learn how to avoid the many hidden ways that you may be unknowingly exposing yourself to the dangers of credit theft right now. Eliminate the risk of your information falling into the wrong hands and other critical identity and credit protection information that you can use right away. I'm also including a third bonus valued at $97 on its own, which will show you how to get instant relief from credit rejection, tricks that can be used to purchase something right now, and how to find alternate methods of credit and financing. Using just one of these secrets could save you thousands. Now, if you were to add up the value of not only my reset program, but also the bonuses, you'll see that you'll be getting this all at a whopping 44% discount. But if you do me a huge favor, which I'll tell you about in a moment, I want to give you the opportunity to get the entire package, the reset program with all the bonuses for a ridiculous 73% discount. This is a one-time investment of just $67 just by clicking the add to cart button below. Now, why am I offering this program and all of these bonuses at such a crazy discount? Here's why. Right now, I have a special goal to get a certain number of success stories from brand new people that have gone through the program. Why? Because I know there's nothing more powerful than someone sharing their story. And in case you don't want to share your story publicly, I completely understand. You can just email me and let me know, and I'll keep your feedback 100% anonymous. And you'll still be doing me a huge favor by letting me know how I can make this program even better. So here's what I'm going to do. Because right now we're running this special program, we're giving people access to the program at a discount in exchange for sharing your experience with the program, good, bad, or otherwise. Really, I just want to hear from you. So here's how it works. You get instant access to this program right now, and before you start the program, you'll see this question asking about your current score and if you care to share anything else. All I ask that you answer that question as honestly and with as much detail as you'd like. And then when you start getting results, just tell me about it. All I want to know is how did the program work for you and how else I can help you. Fair enough? Now, if you're wondering and you want to take advantage of the savings, but you don't plan on starting right away, that's okay too. All I ask is that you just let me know in the answer. That way you don't miss out on this opportunity right now. The reason I want to do this is because I want to make this powerful, life-changing program available to anyone who is committed to themselves and committed to taking action right now. And the simple step of taking action today to sign up for this program is such an important first step. I'm willing to reward people for taking that first step today. So just to be clear, when you sign up at the link below, before we wrap up this special promotion, and as a thanks for providing your feedback, I'll be happy to extend this special 73% discount off the cost of the program and bonuses. And what's the best part? When you order today, you actually don't risk a penny. Here's why. You're protected by my 90-day, 100% money-back guarantee. That's 3 months. Here's how that works. Claim your 73% discount for the total reset program and all the bonuses now. And if you follow the program and haven't been able to raise your score from what it is right now, or eliminate at least 3 inaccurate items that are on your credit report right now, you'll get a full refund. We're here to dramatically improve your credit and give a massive boost to your quality of life as quickly as possible. And we'll show you exactly how to keep track of the amazing results we know you'll get. But if for some crazy reason you don't, just send me an email and we'll happily send you a refund of every cent of your money. That's how confident I am that this program is going to work for you. Because in my experience, this program works for nearly everyone who uses it, and that's why I'm so confident that it's going to work for you too. But again, because this special discount is my way of saying thank you for giving me your honest feedback, and because we've been running this campaign for a while now, we're quickly reaching our target feedback goal. So once we reach that number, the deal that you see right now, this massive 73% discount, isn't going to be available anymore. So what that means for you is this. If you'd like to take advantage of this deal and get this crazy discount, if you're at all interested in fixing your credit, or maybe friends' credits, or spouse, family, or if you're simply curious to see if my total credit transformation program could give you the credit options in life that you deserve, here's what I recommend. Don't decide if the program is right for you today. Instead, grab it right now while it's still available at this special price so you don't miss out on the deal. Simply click on the button below, enter your payment information, and if you don't get results after you followed the program, let us know and we'll issue you a fast and courteous refund. It's really as simple as that. So as you can see, you've got absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain. The life you deserve is waiting for you on the other side of your bad credit. So go ahead and grab this right now while you've got this page open and you're thinking about it. And remember, by trying out this program today, you don't risk a penny. Just click the red add to cart button below and let's get you started right away. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the other side.